Who goes to the Louvre and buys pens? Me, apparently. I do. I go to the Louvre and buy pens. Hi, it's Erin. I am back in my office after my whirlwind trip around Europe, and I'm really excited that so many of you guys said on my last video that you want to see the stuff I bought while I was on my trip, so here we are. Here is my little Europe stationery and art supplies and some other little things haul. Just before we get into it, in case you're new here, my name is Erin. Hello. I like making bullet journal and stationery stuff on the internet, and I post a new video every week, so if you'd like to subscribe and stick around and have some more stationery adventures with me, that'd be awesome. Thank you. I'd love that. I have it all in a packing cube because this is how I brought it home. Where to begin? Shall we go chronologically through the trip? Perhaps things that I bought in the order that I bought them. The first thing I bought, I know, okay, if you're a beauty girl or a beauty guy or a beauty non-binary person, you see this bag and you're like, what's Glossier got to do with stationery? I bought a concealer. It's just that I used the bag to transport this item because it's really convenient and I was worried about making a mess. I bought these really early on in the trip. These are stamps. I believe they were originally from some kind of printing press. They're very ornate, they're super beautiful. I bought these from a market stall in Covent Garden and I don't remember exactly how much I paid for them because I did pay cash. My head's telling me like £30, but I don't remember exactly. I got really excited when I saw these. I was like, ooh, this is crazy. We don't have this kind of stuff at home. And then at the end of the trip, ooh, come back. We were back in London at the end of the trip and we went to Portobello Road Markets and I saw a few stalls selling the same thing. I don't know if they're all affiliated or what. I asked the guy I bought these from if he was on Instagram so I could link to him and he was like, no. I got 8 of these stamps. It probably looks a bit random because it doesn't spell an actual word. I got all the initials of the months because obviously like January, June, July repeats. April, August repeats, so you don't have to buy 12 stamps to do 12 months. He also threw in this little stamp pad for me, which is really nice, but it's oil-based. And I've never used oil-based ink before. Anyway, I used this to test it out in my journal. Had a bit of a struggle, to be honest, because I think the actual letter might be ever so slightly lower than some of the embellishments around the letter. I'm gonna have to be a bit careful. I will probably, I mean, I mentioned I got the month, so obviously I'm planning on using these for my initial setup for next year's bullet journal. I think that'd be so beautiful, like a storybook thing. Oh, gorgeous. But I usually use my stamps with paint pens, not ink pads, so hopefully also in a flatter journal because I was stamping them in the back of my travel journal that is now really fat and round. Look, number of factors. I need to get better at using them. If it's gonna work, I'm probably gonna have to practice a bit. Also, if you are anywhere that sells something like these and you buy some, be really careful when you wash them. I wasn't sure how to get this off, so I went to clean the stamps yesterday because I was like, oil-based ink, don't know what's gonna happen there. And I just cleaned them like I do my letter stamps that I use all the time. I put them in the sink with some hand soap and it cleaned up the ink just fine. They look like the actual stamping surface looks pretty good, but I ruined, I don't know what it is it cork? I think it might be cork. The O stamp has like split a little bit, which isn't great. But some of them are a little bit wonkier now than they were before. It's not going to affect me actually using the stamps, but I thought it was worth mentioning. Maybe clean them with a wipe or something. Also, while we were in England, I picked up these wooden tags. This is more of a for my small business kind of thing than it is for bullet journaling purposes. My plan is to cut out my business logo with my Cricut, stick it on these, and then when I deliver wedding albums to my clients in a pretty bag, I can like put my logo on it. That's what I do. I'm a wedding photographer, in case you didn't know. I just thought they were cute and I've been looking for something like this for a long time. This was £3. I feel like stuff like this is harder to find in Australia, so cute. I got this from Ryman. This little sticker pack is from Primark. There's actually not that many in there and they're kind of big. I don't know what I was expecting, but I did think they'd be like smaller, I guess, but they're PET stickers, which means they're clear stickers on plastic. I think they're cute. I like small stickers in my journal typically, but maybe I will find a use for them. £1.50 for these cuties. I was actually really impressed with the general bullet journal offerings that Primark had. They were very much entry level, like cheap paper and stuff like that. But if that's how someone gets into bullet journaling because they can't afford like an expensive notebook, then that's awesome. So if you are in the UK and you want to get started in bullet journaling on the cheap, check out Primark. What is that noise? Okay, now we're moving to the continent. Pens. So I bought these at the Delfonics store at the Louvre in Paris. Look, I don't think that's why people go to the Louvre. It's like, you are here to see the Da Vinci, like to see the beautiful Mona Lisa. No, I'm here to go to the Delfonics store and buy 4 brush sign pens. Thanks. To be fair, we'd already been to the museum and like seen the Mona Lisa and the Egyptian exhibits and stuff. It was really cool. This was on the way out. We were just walking through, you know, the big pyramid, and there's a shopping mall kinda after that. Anyway, these are Pentel brush sign pens. I got 4 of them. I got them in pale brown, burgundy, light grey, and turquoise green. I was testing them out in the shop and just really enjoy the light, thin upstroke you can get with these. They've got a really fine tip on them. They remind me quite a bit of the Fude Masake brush tip pens because they also have a very fine tip on them. So they're good for small spaces, they're good for like fine lettering. And these colours, I just didn't currently own anything that looked like these colours, so I could not help myself. I got all 4 of these pens for €12.80, so divide that by 4, $3.20, €3.20 each. Not bad at all. Especially this grey one, light grey, icy kind of colour, beautiful, love it. Can't wait to give it a go. Also purchased in Paris, this is a souvenir from the Musee Marmottan Monet. I don't know how I'm supposed to say that. It's the Impressionist Museum, not the orangery that has Monet stuff where the water lilies are, but also some water lilies here. Like the whole underground, like bottom floor is Monet stuff, but also some other Impressionist artists. And I discovered this one, Berthe Morisot. I'm gonna look up how to say her name. I don't want to say it wrong because her work is beautiful. There's a video.
In French it is said as Berthe Morisot.
Berthe Morisot.
So in English it'd be fine to say it as Berthe Morisot.
Berthe Morisot. I feel like I studied Japanese and Korean, so I approach every language with that pronunciation when I feel like I'm trying to say French words with a Korean accent. It's really stupid. Anyway, Berthe Morisot, let's go with that. She did this beautiful piece, Le Jardin. If you can hear that drilling noise, I'm really sorry, but this is the only time I have to film this video, so we're just gonna have to forge ahead. Le Jardin Bougival? Bougival? Le Jardin Bougival? Let's go with that. Let's go with that. I just thought it was beautiful. I love Impressionist art. I think it's my favorite. This is a screen cloth, like a lens cloth. I was thinking about getting a postcard or an art print or something, and then I saw these. This was €5.50. I always keep a lens cloth on my desk. Obviously, as a photographer, I always need a lens cloth, but I keep one on my desk so that when I'm packing my camera bag, I can clean lenses as I go. I can clean computer screens and like my laptop screen and stuff like that, glasses, whatever. So I just thought this was a nice way to do it. And then every time I clean a screen or a lens, I can look at something super beautiful. That's a nice little way to add some happy into your day. So that's my little art souvenir. The glue tape, the savior glue tape. I bought this in Rome after I ran out of glue tape on the flight from Paris to Rome when I still had so much stuff to stick into my journal. And I put up on Instagram like, help, where do I buy glue tape in Rome? And so many of you guys messaged me and it was really lovely and sweet, but Luthien gave me this incredible, like, this is the word for stationery, this is how to look for it, this is what to say, like if you don't know what to do, just show this message to someone. Absolute sweetheart, I adore you. Anyway, I found this in Cartoleria Internazionale. I think that's how you say it. I don't know, it's a stationery store in Rome. They had quite a few glue tapes actually, which a few people were like, I don't know how much luck you're gonna have. It was probably just gonna be normal glue. They had a few glue tapes. They even had this one in a few different colors. It is the Daily Macaron adhesive roller. I haven't seen it anywhere online, but I was like, that's cute, as well as being exactly what I'm looking for, so I grabbed it. €2.80. I almost bought 2, but I was like, this is bigger than my other one, so I probably won't run out, and I didn't. I've still got some, I don't know how much, probably quite a bit actually. I really like it. It's one of the glue tapes that has a little dot in it as you roll it out so you can see where you put it down. Good stuff, recommend, absolutely. If you're in Rome and you need glue tape, now I can tell you where to go. Fast forward to the end of the trip, we're back in London and we're going to see a show, and our tickets that we got through Today Ticks haven't like come through yet, so we wanted to head into the theatre really early and they weren't open yet, and we were like, what do we do? So we walked around a bit. It was a Sunday, stuff wasn't open except for Cass Art. near Trafalgar Square. And I was like, oh, Chris, can we go in the art store? But don't let me buy anything, she says, famous last words. I love art shops, and the ones over there are really different to the ones here. There's hair in my lipstick. So I got 3 things, all watercolor related, because as you may have noticed if you've been sticking around lately, I'm getting into watercolor, or I'm trying to. This I thought was really cool. It's a watercolor paper pack discovery set, they call it. 10 sheet A5 discovery pack exclusively from CasArt. So it's got 5 different brands of watercolor paper in this pack, different textures, and what does the back say? Hang on. Some of them are cotton, some of them are alpha cellulose, some of them are cold pressed, some of them are hot pressed and rough, some of them are natural white, some of them are brilliant white, some of them are high white, so they're all different. Mold made. I don't know what a lot of this stuff means yet. I'm still learning, but how great. Like, if you don't know what kind of paper you like as a watercolor artist, to be able to pick this up, they're all branded at the bottom so you know which paper is which, so it would, you know, you don't want to put an incredible piece of art on here. I suppose you could cut that off or like cover it with a frame or whatever, but I think that's really cool because I would like to know what kind of watercolor paper I like, and I feel like this is a good way to do it. So thank you, CasArt, for this wonderful discovery. £3.95, which I think is pretty affordable. To go with that, I got a set of watercolor brushes. There was something in my bag that leaked a little bit that is now kind of on the packaging for this, but the brushes are fine, they're protected, it's all good. The brushes are good to go. These are ProArt Proline synthetic watercolor brushes. They were £17.50 at CasArt. They have 5 different brushes in there. So, small confession, I have been using just whatever brushes I could find lying around. I bought some of those water barrel brushes on AliExpress that you're supposed to like fill up. These ones where you're supposed to fill up the barrel in here with water and then it kind of comes through into the brush on the end and then you don't have to keep dipping it in water or whatever. But half of them, they're really soft plastic and it's actually... Oh, that wasn't what I was expecting to happen at all. Oh no, have I just broken this brush? We're gonna worry about that later. Anyway, the plastic down here is really soft, so it's actually really difficult, impossible to detach the reservoir from the brush end, so I've just kind of given up on these bad boys. Maybe do not recommend AliExpress water barrel brushes. Sorry, they suck. Oh, now I can't even get the lid back on because this was controlling the spread of the brushes. Let's just put it over here and pretend that didn't happen. Anyway, I've been using a combination of those, the ones that I could get the top off to put the water in, whatever brushes I could find lying around the house because we just had some, and nail art brushes. So I was like, do you know what? I want some proper watercolor brushes. Maybe that will help. So now I have some, and I have my Faber-Castell watercolor set, paint set that I love, and I wanted metallic ones. So I picked this one up. This is from Winsor & Newton. It is the Cotman watercolor metallic pocket set. So it's really small, £16.95 for this one. Looks like this. On the inside, it's got 12 little pans here, and they've given you 8 watercolors here. They're packaged, they're still wrapped up, so you have to unpackage them. I think this is a sticker. Yep. I don't know what it's doing, but it's there. There's a little tiny brush in there that I probably won't use. This reminds me of a lip brush. Of course, your watercolors are all metallic. We've got iridescent blue, yellow gold, bronze, red copper, silver pewter, iridescent black, and iridescent white. I'm itching to give this a go, and I just recently watched Inprint Oscar's beautiful March setup where she used some like copper watercolor and some PET tape, and I was like, I have PET tapes and copper watercolor, so I'm thinking my next setup for April might be inspired by her March. And there's only one more thing I want to show you, and it's sort of stationery related, but it's not totally stationery. This is my candle cup that I got at Portobello Road Markets from a really adorable little store called Card and Candle. I got their business card, so I can put their Instagram up. This is a cinnamon and apple scented candle in this gorgeous little vintage teacup, and I am a renowned tea fiend. You can get it either as just the cup and saucer, or the cup and saucer and the little plate. Of course I got it with the little plate. So background, you can't really get much beautiful vintage stuff in Australia. Everything in our op shops and thrift stores is like from the 70s forward. Typically, you don't find things like this. So this way I got to have a beautiful vintage cup. Once I burn down the candle, I will just drink tea out of it. And I don't remember how much it cost. I'm gonna say £30. Oh, I looked it up. Didn't I look it up? Yes, I was correct actually, £30. I had to check my bank history. I haven't been able to bring myself to burn the candle yet, so I'm just leaving it on my desk decoratively, which when I do burn the candle, it will probably also be here on my desk. So thank you, Julia, for making such a beautiful thing. I love it so much. I know it's not technically stationery, but I'm obsessed with it, so I had to show you. That's it. That's everything I bought while I was, well, it's not everything I bought. It's all the stationery stuff I bought. I also bought like a handbag and a leather jacket, and the aforementioned Glossier concealer, because you can't get Glossier in Australia. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed my little Europe haul. I had a really good time showing this stuff to you guys, a little show and tell. Love it. We are back to regularly scheduled programming from here on out for the rest of the year because I don't have any other trips planned. So I promise I will stop harping on about this Europe trip now because I feel like I've just been talking about it non-stop for a year, which means I now need to live vicariously through you. So if you're going on holidays, let me know about it in the description so I can be like, ah, yes, places, travel, ah, excitement. Brisbane feels really boring now after coming home. Kind of sad. Once again, my name is Erin. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to stick around and watch some more. It will suggest you some at the end screen, and also you can hit subscribe and see them every week if you like, and I've been doing it for a while, so there's a bunch of backlog videos that you can watch if you want to. So until next week's video, I hope you have a wonderful week, and come hang out on Instagram if you want to catch up before then. Thanks, love you, bye!